Storm chasers, welcome back to the show. I told you guys we will be back a little bit after 8, and I did not lie to you. Now, if you are to look in the actual live chat, you will see the Uforia Science actual link. You will see it pinned at the top. And so that way I left it, for easy access. You don't even have to go over to the description box and find it. It's right there in your face. Today, I have Dr. Linda Salvin here with us.
Hey, Storm.
We will be discussing it's a little hard to see because it's white on white. There we go. Uforia Science, nutrition. We will be discussing that and answering some questions. So anyway,
we're going to answer questions. You're going to give some testimony. I'll talk about some psychic stuff, some candle stuff, but most of the Euphoria stuff and you.
Yes, absolutely. So before we get into everything, tell everybody where you are from, Dr. Linda. I know they've seen you before, but let them know what you do.
Well, it's interesting. I'm born and raised in LA. Most people are not native Californians. I am a native Californian. And born and raised, I'm currently in the Los Angeles basin in the San Fernando Valley. I grew up here, left for San Francisco State in 73, went and graduated in 75, went to Michigan in 75 to 77, came back to LA, and I've been here ever since, moving around local communities, of course, but I've been here and I work as a psychic and a healer and a metaphysician, having survived a plane crash. I had 3 near-death experiences in 81, 82, and 84, and it changed my life. And here we are. You found me on the internet doing some research on some people we know.
Absolutely. And I just want to say for everybody, this woman has literally lived 1,000 lives in one. Like, your life is a movie. I'm just saying.
Well, now that I think I have a book deal, it may become a movie because a friend of mine's a big producer in town. He said, get the book or get the movie. So now I'm talking book deals. So who knows, in another year or two, I mean, the story's 41 years old, but it's taken this long to make it what it is in life, Yes. You weren't even born. Well, let's see. No, you weren't born.
I wasn't born until 93.
Yeah, right. So I was in the plane crash in 81, got out of grad school in 77. I tease Storm that I'm his grandma.
Pretty much. You and my grandma are about the same age, pretty much. Yeah. It's okay, though. It's okay.
Yeah. We're just wiser. We'll watch you grow up. We'll help you bypass some of the obstacles and little stones out there on the path.
Oh, man, speaking of obstacles, I've had a lot thrown at me lately, haven't I?
Oh, yes, you have. Why don't you tell people kind of what's happened and kind of what I saw and kind of how I helped you? And you got a big box coming in a few days, too. I'm
nice.
shipping tomorrow. We're shipping tomorrow.
Thank you. Nice. So let's just first start with the fact that you did predict that I was going to have a contract change or end around June of this year. And you didn't know it when you had spoken, but that was actually the end of my contract date. So it was just funny that you knew that was months ago. And then you told me somebody close to me was going to betray me and to watch out. And then it happened. Then you predicted the lawsuit that was gonna that the person was gonna lose, and it happened. And so I'm just like, it's like she's a psychic. It's like she's a psychic, right?
I am a psychic.
So
I'm a psychic. I'm a Jewish witch.
as people would say, but you did definitely help me get rid of some, let's say, daggers that were thrown my way.
There's more, but we know how to quiet them and redirect them, as you know. And what people don't understand is I have wicks of wisdom, spiritual candles that help remove blocks, obstacles, negativity. If somebody's backstabbing you like they've done to Storm, I give them a set of candles called Shut Up or Silence Power, and it quiets the nuisance people. If you're getting hurt at work or at home or friends are backstabbing you, there's a set of candles that can quiet the troublemakers. And what are the candles? There's 3 candles per set with essential oils, herbs, and powders, and petitions that you write certain words on, you burn it in the flame, and magic happens. I've been doing this since 1999, as everybody on TikTok and all over the internet's doing, but I was one of the originals that really took it to TV and radio back in the 90s and early 2000s, long before the digital age. But candle magic is real, and Storm found me while doing some research 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Lockdown, right? When the pandemic started. And he found me while researching the Kardashians because I had paid Kris Jenner a lot of money to host my infomercial, which was on TV back in 08 and 09. And it's out there. And Storm kept digging because of his show topic and segment. And then he found me and he called me. And I said, what kind of show do you do? Oh, you don't want to know. I'll never forget that. Oh, you don't want me to tell you? I said, oh, is it pretty campy? Is it pretty X-rated? Yeah. But then he started listening and we became friends. It's a very karmic thing. I think from past lives, there's a soul connection, which we all have. And either you jive with someone or you don't. But he got into the candles and he got into the readings. And then I got onto the show. And little by little, we grew. And what we're talking about today is not just the psychic and the candle stuff, but as a metaphysical person, I do all encompassing for mind, body, and spirit, which is health and wellness. And then last summer, I got into a new product called Uforia Science, and I got Storm involved, as many of you are now involved. And what this is you swab your cheeks.
Yes.
You get a DNA report. What Storm is holding is his clinically dosed product, his supplements, based on his DNA report. So he gets a report that shows the genes from his one part of the family, the other side of the family, what he was born with, and it neutralizes whatever is out of whack.
Yes.
The energy, the healing. For me personally, I don't have neuropathy anymore. I don't have allergies anymore. I don't drink coffee. I don't crave caffeine anymore. It hit the caffeine gene. The inflammation's leaving my body. I think you can say I look a little different. You know, my body's changing. Your body's changed tremendously since you started. Then what you do is you order charts. There's different charts. Like I got the weight management and the wellness, but Storm went all out and got the weight.
I got the whole
wellness,
the whole shebang, the whole shebang.
Sports. So it talked about your skin. Why don't you talk? I don't even know what the skin chart looks like. So what do they talk about in the skin as to what kind of creams and foods to eat and what nutrients?
They literally break down to you like the type of skin you have and due to your genes, why you're breaking out, if you're at risk for acne, if you're at risk for like fine lines and wrinkles. And what I learned is number one, I'm not gonna wrinkle, so I don't have that problem.
No, you're not.
I'm not gonna wrinkle.
You're gonna look 29 all your life.
I know, right? But the issue I have is I have a gene that makes it hard for my skin to detox itself. And so I literally have to make sure that I keep up with exfoliation as well as my nutrition on a daily basis. And so I kind of already knew that, but it broke it down and it gave me the science.
You see it in writing from a scientific perspective.
Yes.
Boy, you got like 150 pages in your dashboard of all these charts where they break down each gene, about 18 genes. They're called SNPs. And people say when I call or Storm calls or any of us are soliciting to get your business, it's not just the business. Oh, it's so expensive. You're not paying that much. If you were to go get a genetic breakdown test, it's going to cost you $6,500 for one. We're giving you 18 in one, and plus the genetic compound based clinically on your results. So you pay for that, which now they've dropped it $79. It's only $119 a month now. But you pay for the kit, then you get all the results, then you start getting the product, and your body changes. There's one girl that's no longer anemic. She absorbs iron from food naturally. We found out one guy was on dialysis, and then they took him off dialysis because he was up for a kidney transplant. Then his numbers went back up, but he got the kidney, and then he took the Uforia again. Numbers are back down. No more dialysis.
Nice.
Another guy, as I've told you, who I met last year at the convention, he had open heart surgery, was on 13 medications. He's on no medication. This is all plant-based, natural product. Just like if we were to go to any Amazon, Walmart, any of the stores to buy C, D, E, Bs, whatever, instead of a bunch of bottles, it's all in one for your body. Yeah.
And this is actually what the capsules look like, and they are vegan capsules, so you don't even have to worry about them being made out of animal byproducts at all. Doesn't have that smell that a lot of vitamins have.
And you have a choice of getting the capsule, or I take the powder and store it up twice a day with some cacao or something, make a smoothie. So however you want to take it. But the first month you do what's called pre-trition, which detoxes the body. Remember how good you felt and clean? You felt it like on the third day.
Yes.
You start flying inside. You're like, whoa, it's so clean. But what it does, the telomere, which is the tail end of our chromosome, looks like a frayed shoelace. And it starts to fall apart at around age 23 to 25 when we start aging. So what the pre-nutrition does is start healing the telomere, preparing the body at the cellular level, and then in your organs to absorb what's coming with the Uforia, like Storm just showed you, which is the clinical dose of nutrition for your body. Now, we're not showing you today, but if we were to show our ingredient list, totally different, maybe similar ingredients, but totally different dosages.
Yeah, amounts are totally different. Like I was taking too much of this and too little of that. Like I didn't even know I needed cinnamon in my diet. I would have never known that without.
And you don't know if you need 500 milligrams or 10 milligrams or 1 milligram, or you don't need anything. Because when we go to the market and we go online, everything's one size fits all.
Yeah.
And you don't know. You're just taking it because the doctor said take 500 milligrams. You don't know.
He doesn't know.
No.
He doesn't know.
This company knows because it's scientifically analyzed. And no, you don't get your information to the government. It's all HIPAA controlled. It's very private.
Yes.
And it works. I mean, look, you guys, do you have your before and after picture from this summer? Can you show it somewhere? Show off your body.
Let's see what we got here. I have to go to Instagram.
This man has changed since summer in a way this Uforia works.
Okay, let me go back. Oh, man.
Profile.
I'll have to find those pictures. I'll post them though. But they should know the change. They should see the change as well. Like it's
they do, because your people call me for a reading and I said, well, have you seen how good Storm looks? Oh my God, he's so handsome. He's so this. Is he single? I said, well, no. Well, you know, I can't really talk about his social life, but he looks good. I said, if you want what he's got, then follow my direction.
Even look at the skin.
No, your skin's glowing. Somebody told me the other night, he hadn't seen me in 2 years. He says, you look younger than I saw you before the lockdown. I said, what are you talking about? I just turned 68. He goes, no, you look younger. You're glowing. But the Uforia, by feeding my body, I'm more vibrant. I have more energy. My skin is clearer. They also have a serum for skin. Have you used it yet?
I have not.
Oh my God, you should. It just melts. It just, your skin absorbs it. It's in a little pump. And I think I do it once or twice a day, and it's just so smooth, and yet there's a glow. You already glow, but I think you would like the way it feels and how it absorbs. But I have a question for you, off topic.
Yeah.
I'm curious, you know, I know you're educated because the way you speak. What's your background? I mean, I know. I think a lot of people out there should know who you are.
Oh,
so
wow.
what's your background? I'm going to go be broadcast person for you.
I know, be all deep in my business now, right? Okay, so let's see. So I have my bachelor's in criminal justice. I had actually planned on going on to be a child psychologist. I wanted to work with kids. And then
you are working with kids.
right, yeah, just in a different way now, right? I know. Yeah. And they act like kids anyway. So yeah, very true. But you know, I worked in the courts and I dealt with families and I reunited a lot of families. But then I ultimately realized that path was going to be too stressful for me. And so I ended up going to school again for some reason and thought, okay, I'll get a degree in business. Why not? I don't know what else to do. And then got that degree and was still like, I don't want to actually work for anyone but myself.
Right.
And so I decided to do YouTube. I was in Arizona at the time. I worked for a company called Zovio. If people are from Arizona, they know who that is. And I literally used to like have 30 minutes on my lunch break. I got in my car. I couldn't cut on the air because it interrupted the show. So it was 120 degrees. I was sweating in the car in a button up. It was a hot mess, Linda.
Oh.
It was a hot mess, but the consistency and the hard work definitely paid off. And I'm a test. Like I am. My life story is a testimony. I moved here to Atlanta with $600 on a credit card, and that was it.
And look where you are now.
And look where I am now. So if I can do it, anybody can do it. And I hate when people say that, but it's literally true.
It's
like,
true. It's
my
true.
First apartment, it leaned like this. I didn't have a bed. I had a pillow and like a blanket on the floor.
No.
And people didn't know I was making the videos. I bought like a TV stand tray from Dollar General, and I propped the phone up and I did my videos from there. If you want it bad enough, you can make it happen.
That's right.
That's been the testament of my life. So
you know, it's like when I got into graduate school, I worked for General Dynamics, which is one of the largest aviation companies in the world, to make, fighter jets and bombs and missiles for the government contracts. I worked for the naval contracts. I was their industrial hygienist. I was responsible for the corporate and employment, health and wellness in a industrial situation. So it's called industrial hygiene for chemical exposure, anything from chemicals, asbestos, lighting, noise, whatever goes on while they're building missiles. There's exposures. People get sick from their job. And a lot of people never, even today, don't acknowledge it. That's where OSHA came in years ago in the 70s when I was coming out of school. But after that, I got a job for an insurance company. And that's when I was in the plane crash. And my whole life changed, because when I slid down that ramp when we crashed, I had an out-of-body experience and became psychic. And like with you, I didn't know what to do. You're at a point like, I don't really want business, or maybe I don't want to do the court. But see, the beauty about you, and it's similar to me, because the criminal justice is a lot of research and digging and analyzing and trying to put the pieces together. That's epidemiology. For me, only it was diseases, the big word today, like with the pandemic. Right. I just read a piece of paper. I found something. I was like doing swine flu investigations, back in 1976. I just found it. There's always some disease. But with you, you've got this diagnostic mind. You've got the business sense. You put it all together. That's why you can research your topics so well when you're interviewing or breaking down the news or the celebrity wheels or whatever, because you have that knack to dig. You know how to separate it. And that's how I am as a psychic, because I can diagnose quickly. I hear the voice, like you'll tell me a name or you'll tell me a situation. And
you know it right away. You know it right away.
Immediately. Yeah. Because that's the gift I have. Like you have the gift to do what you do on YouTube, of which I'm going to be starting my YouTube, folks, thanks to Storm helping me motivate, because I just built my new radio station for those that don't know, I was the original radio psychic on radio from 1994 to 2009, long before the internet. So, because CBS radio went off the air as YouTube started in 2009. It was just that shift. But you've got that ability to find what's fiery and what's topical and what your audience and demographics want. And sometimes it's edgy, and sometimes you just push that envelope enough to have a wow factor. And that's your brilliance, but that's also from your experience from the courts and the people, personalities, which is why you can be the celebrity doctor, because you have your insight. Psychologically, just like I do with metaphysics, which is a combination of spirituality and psychology.
Yes.
So you've got the corporate, the legal, and I come more from the spiritual psych. You put it all together and there's always an answer, hopefully, for somebody.
Now, and people want us to recap really quick. We've basically been not just talking about my life story, but talking about Uforia science, talking about how Linda and I met. Now, it's Dr. Linda to y'all. You refer to her correctly. I just got the right to now finally call her by her first name, all right? But I saw a concern. Somebody said, isn't this an MLM? I say, so what? But what do you say?
It is an MLM. And this is where people get the wrong idea. Just because there's a major corporate focus above and you have a sponsor, it doesn't mean you're going to get hurt. There are people coming in all the time. This is a legitimate product, or I wouldn't put my name on it. There are doctors, chiropractors, the Raiders in Las Vegas. There's a whole bunch of guys on the team. I met them. And my daughter, who won the Super Bowl in '84, he's big on this. It's not that you're going to get caught in the wheel like in some of the MLMs, which I'm not going to talk about, because I have been in them where you make 5-10 sales and you stop, it's done. No, this keeps going because this is your health. It's clinical dosed. It's scientific. It's not the other MLMs that have 1 or 2 products that are one size fits all. This is you. So even though it's MLM, it's the structure of their payment plan. This company, which I'm still learning, and Storm and I had a conference with my upline, Sharon, the other day. Sharon is a very famous naturopathic doctor. She was Catgirl and Batwoman or whatever in Batman back in the 60s. She's a very famous actress. And she was pre-diabetic last July, got into nutrition that July, and by August, her AC1s was normal. In 6 weeks, her diabetes levels shrunk. Okay. Wow. So she got behind this, and she has been into herbology and natural products since she was diagnosed with cancer in the 70s. So she would spend $1,500 a month taking stuff even today in her 70s.
Oh no.
Healthy. And
Oh, you're good.
on?
Yeah, you're good. You might have got a text or something.
All right, there was a phone call, sorry.
You're
But she threw away bottles and bottles and bottles, and she only spends like a couple $100s a month now instead of $1,500 or more for all the products to keep her healthy, because this is not one size fits all. This is all inclusive. So to combat the MLM fear of you're going to get ripped off, no, I've never made more, I want to say, friends in this group in maybe 20 years, because I put a lot of different MLMs on my radio show back in the 90s and early 2000s from friends that were promoting anything from natural products, phone lines, whatever was the hip thing at the time.
Right.
This works. And I can't take a lot of products out there. Like, I can't digest whey. I cannot have whey protein. It makes me ill. It clogs me up. There's nothing in this product that affects me. Negative. I'm even very sensitive to dextrose. And there's a drop just to put it together in the powder. I was afraid to take this. And I even talked to the doctor who's behind it. And she said, just take half a dose. I went a half a dose to the full dose. I never had a reaction to this stuff. It is pure plant-based product. So the MLM can scare people. Oh, you got to go out and work. Well, it's like anything else. Storm just said he had $600, got his video going, didn't have a bed, but he was willing to do it and promote and sell himself.
Yes.
That's all it is with this. You tell your experience of your health increases and the challenges you're overcoming, or you share other people's experience. You can't say certain things that will happen because, of course, that's against the FDA and there's certain parameters. But you tell your own experience.
Yeah,
I can't hear you. Are you muted?
Oh, can you hear me? Hold on. What about now? Can you hear me?
You're muted.
All right, you might have to go out and come back in. Wait, can you hear me now though? Wait, if you heard that, I think you're good. Okay. So we're gonna let her come back in and we'll ask about the A1C. But like I was telling you guys, this product here, a little weird to do it here on camera, make sure you can see it. A vitamin plan that is based upon your DNA. So it's made specifically for you and what you need to put into your body. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. For me personally, I need like green tea extract. I need cinnamon. I need berberine. I need alpha lipoic acid. All of that stuff helps my metabolism because I carry the fat gene on one side. And so listen, this stuff here will have you together. Then they have their own weight loss products as well. The Prime here, you take this at night and you take this one during the day. Now, I can't say that the Prime weight loss products is like speeding up my metabolism, but it definitely helps my metabolism to work at the most efficient rate. Oh, can you hear me now, Linda?
I can hear you. There we are. I'm sorry. When phone calls come in, it gets all crazy because my other computer's so slow with the radio station. But yeah, you're.
Somebody had a question about the diabetes. They said, did her A1C shrink?
Okay. The way blood tests are organized universally, there's ranges. So for diabetic, pre-diabetic, if it's your cholesterol, if it's your sugars, if it has to do with your lipids, which is your fats, everything has a range. I don't have a blood chart, a blood panel in front of me, but over 7-point or 8-point, you're in that danger zone of being pre-diabetic. Sharon was 7 or 8 something. She was 6 weeks on to the Uforia, had another blood test. Average, where you're out of that hot zone, she was down to 5. That's normal. Now, I haven't had a blood test recently, but eventually in March, I'm going to test and compare to last year because my thyroid seems to be working better. I'm metabolizing, like you said, better. Your digestion, your sleep, your energy, your cardiovascular, which is heart. I inherited heart disease from both sides of the family, both parents. In your chart, you see the red variant would mean you got from 1 or 2 parents, both parents. The yellow is from one side of the family, and the green you're born with. we don't have the visual today, but we can get it for the next time. But you learn 18 of your genes. Like there's one called SOD2. SOD2 is the gene that causes cancer, Parkinson's, rheumatoid arthritis. It's all in that gene. So if you have a yellow or a red or a green variant, the nutrition's going to override it and heal you, so you're less risk. You've got a lower risk factor for cancer or Parkinson's or whatever. And when I was at a meeting recently at Sharon's house, I learned that, I mean, I'm not childbearing, plus I couldn't have kids anyway. I was sick when I was very young. But if you are childbearing age now, or you are raising children and they take this Uforia, you're going to help them not pass on the negative genes so that the health continues. So if I were to have kids now, I would have been preventing the heart disease that I inherited.
Wow.
The genes are changing by getting healthier. It's feeding your genes. Nothing is more than genetics. Greg Braden, the big author on TikTok, he analyzed the DNA strands and the chromosomes with the Hebraic book and the elemental chart from chemistry, and he spelled it out. It said God eternal within the body. That's what DNA is. How much more pure than God are we?
Very true.
This you don't feel it. The CEO, her name is Kim. She had autoimmune system problems. She's more balanced than she's ever been. She feels it. That's why she got so into this 3 years ago. And she did so much work. They've now made her CEO. Her husband never feels any different, but his blood shows, the blood tests show how much he's changed. So you may not feel it, and then all of a sudden you see a before and after in your blood 6 months apart, or Sharon, like it just happened within 6 weeks for her. That's just one example. There's a doctor up in Idaho, Dr. John Harmon. He's a chiropractor turned brain specialist because he had a bad root canal, ruined his hand, couldn't do chiropractic, got into brain studies, found Uforia. He will not take a patient into his clinic without getting them into Uforia first. That's how much he believes in this. There's doctors, there's researchers. It's not just MLM. No, it's
and I love that. And I love when a medical professional was like, look, you need to be on this or I cannot treat you. Why?
Exactly.
I need you healing from the inside out. It makes sense.
There's nothing like it. I've been through so much. I don't like the CBD. That's my opinion. It didn't do anything for me because Sharon was in that. She, clean your liver with this and drink that. And I didn't feel anything. I told her, no, I don't like it. When she
they destroy your DNA once they actually get it. They turn it into a barcode, which is what
it's only a barcode. You can pay extra to destroy your file, but there's so many hundreds of thousands. There are 400 million formulas.
There we go.
No two are alike. So it's totally HIPAA compliant. Sharon was just in Texas last week and saw a tour of the whole facility. She said she was blown away.
Miranda Love says, Storm, does this help with pain?
Oh yeah, because the inflammation in your joints and your blood and your it could be coming from your liver, your kidneys, it could be autoimmune, it could be your lungs, whatever pain it might be. If it's in your bones and your chiropractic, it'll still help to eliminate some of the pressure because your fluids are going to change, the inflammation is going to go down, so the irritation is going to change. I can't promise anything, neither can they. All I know from experience, your body is going to heal from the inside, whether it's your kidney, spleen, your brain, even the brain, neurological. There's dopamine. The dopamine gets fixed with this product. It says so in the DNA chart. So where I get depressed, or I inherited depression. That's it's called the mother. It's an MF gene. I don't want to say it on there, but it's called the motherfucker gene. It's what it's called. But, it's all, yeah. But it talks about depression. But my moods have been stable with this. I still get wavy, but I mean, not that I'm on medication, but it's balanced because of the dopamine in the formula that my body required, which I was born without. Now, I inherited depression. There's 3 suicides in my family, my mom's family. So that's not a happy group of people, or they weren't, right?
Very true.
Pass it on. Now, if I had kids taking this and in 3 years, they wouldn't get that gene that I got from my parents or grandparents.
Now, Quintina, yes, can you take it if you've had a transplant?
Yes.
Yes.
What kind of transplant? That's why we're just saying the guy with the kidney transplant, you know, he was on the kidney dialysis. He got on the nutrition. He didn't need the dialysis. Then he was up for a transplant on the list because he wanted to live for his kids. So he went off the product, and then they got the transplant. And then once he was off all the healing, they put him back on this, and he's fine. No more dialysis.
Danina, what 1800 are you talking about? Email us. Email me. What 18? This is not $1,800.
No, nothing's 1,800. The max, if you get all 4 charts, would be wellness, skin, sport, and weight management, which would be about $1,200-1,300. But you're paying for the reports. You're paying for pre-trition for 30 days. Then you want the nutrition for at least 120 days, and then you might go on to weight management or the other products. The skin serum you can get anytime. But no, nothing's 1,800.
She has PCOS too. I'm not sure what that is.
All right, that's a pulmonary situation. So I can't diagnose anything, but I can tell you if you get your genetic chart done, it will address this and your lungs and everything that's going on. It will feed you where a lot of your symptoms will probably go away. I can't promise anything. I'm not God. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical doctor. And even the doctors associated with the company can't. Everybody's going to react differently. But everybody I've had on this since August, everybody feels great and they're doing better.
Gigi said, does it help as well eating vegan with this? Our diet is very important as well.
Well, you don't have to be vegan. It's not going to hurt. But what's going to happen, and Storm can attest in his charts, like my charts, it'll give you ideas of which foods are best for your body composition. Yep. So even though I hate thinking of the animals and the fish and the chickens. I mean, I go through that every day. I eat something, but I need my protein. If you're vegan, this will only strengthen your body for what you might be missing out in certain vitamins and minerals in the protein area, and complement it. So it's not going to hurt. Your food will only get better. Your nutrition will only improve, and you'll probably even feel better. There you go. I
was going to say, let's let them watch this really quick here.
We believe in people and in the human potential to create the extraordinary for each of us, individually and collectively, and to live our best lives, contributing to the quality of our families, our relationships, our professions, and our communities. The goal of Uforia Science is to do that for everyone, by focusing on one person at a time, by focusing on you. Not by trying to determine your likes, your habits, or your style. There's plenty of companies that already do that. Uforia Science has the ability to give you detailed insight into your very own genetics. This knowledge can contribute to keeping you healthy, to ideally managing your weight, and to perform your best. We're not merely offering something that satisfies curiosity, like where you're from, or your origins within human history. Big deal. That's yesterday's technology. Uforia Science focuses on who you are now, with personalized DNA reports unlike any other company. We provide you with actionable insights related to your genetic strengths and limitations. We say actionable because you can't alter your DNA. Limitations.
There we go.
Okay, freeze that for a moment. So it's too small. I can't see the AA, whatever genes, but there's about 18 genes over here that are listed. Now this is yours. No, this is in the commercial. So yes, whoever's chart this was, the red means they inherited this particular problem, just the genetic deficiency from both sides of the family. The green means they were born with it, and the yellow represents the variant from one side of the family. They don't say mother or father, they just say family. Right. So, okay, so go forward. So people see the visual. Everybody gets one of these, and then Storm or me will explain it to you so you understand it.
Exactly.
Alter your DNA. However, there are actions you can take to work with your DNA. And that includes precise nutrition to address how your genes may or may not impact you. And what we offer doesn't stop there. We take the knowledge of your DNA and provide you with the personalized nutrition you require to address your specific genetic makeup.
Like what Storm has?
Yeah.
And the box does look just like that.
There are dietary supplement companies that provide quality ingredients. But those companies design supplements for groups of people similar to you.
You
They
never
don't tell
know.
you.
D, you need
Ancestors
D3
or
because you
DNA.
need the sun, but you don't
They're
know how
not
many
designing
milligrams.
supplements specifically just for you. But we do. Only Uforia Science provides you your very own nutritional formula designed by your DNA. It's not blind nutrition, take some company's third-party off-the-shelf cookie-cutter mass-produced assembly line vitamin as seen on TV and hope it helps. What we do is precision nutrition. We do it with a simple DNA swab sample you provide, and a third-party lab analyzes your DNA to create what we call the algorithm of you. We convert the genetic code that is your DNA into information you can use. Then, not only do we provide you with a detailed report for you to know and understand your DNA, that algorithm of you is entered into our proprietary technology, and we engineer a formula just for you, using one of our multi-million-dollar manufacturing machines we call the Nutritionator. Your product container, with your name on the label, passes below dozens of hoppers filled with almost 100 peer-reviewed nutritional ingredients, and it dispenses your precise nutritional formula. And it does it to the microgram.
Now, I'm glad they said that.
Yeah,
I'm glad they said that because somebody commented and said, well, what's the ingredient list? It's going to be different for every person.
Right, but I can get my list and start going. I mean, it's A, it's B, it's D, it's folic acid, it's cinnamon, it's elderberry. There's 150 ingredients. The beauty here, though, is each one is customized. So this is computerized, but also what they say. Now, you heard third party. When all the ingredients come in from wherever the herbs and minerals and vitamins are bought from, they have to go outside Uforia and be tested to make sure of their purity. And if it doesn't match 100% of the authenticity for the purity that they're looking for, they send it back. And then production's delayed. That's how pure this is. Did you know that?
I did, actually. I did.
Yeah.
If it ain't right, they dump it.
No, that's right. Everything is so clean and so pure. It's amazing. So I have, hold on. You talk. I'll go get one of my lists so they can see.
I'll go ahead and finish playing this here.
There's no one else like you. And there's no other company with our ability to provide a personalized nutritional formula or personalized weight management formula like yours. Because there's no other company like Uforia Science. That's extraordinary. So maximize your health and wellness with Uforia Science.
I can
choose your path with your very
testify to
own
this here.
DNA-based nutrition or weight management formula.
Thank you, Blogging Tees.
You're unique. Let's make our lives uniquely extraordinary together.
And Storm and I have these little videos available to you. We can just send them to you in the text because it's, if you download euforiascience.com/Storm you will get the app. We cannot get to the store or the product without having Storm's name or my name or anybody. You can't do it alone. It's not just go online. It's all, that's where the MLM comes in because we all learn to help each other. I have here the weight management. Let me just show you, like Storm showed you the Uforia, which I've taken for 4 months.
Got mine too.
Now you got the weight management. So you take some, you take 4. Take 4 in the morning. See, there's my barcode and my name. Dr. Linda Salvin. And then the evening, I take 6. Okay. But somebody asked about the ingredients. There are so many ingredients. Look how long this sheet is.
Yep, mine is just like that. Yep.
So the supplement facts include anything from your fish oils, your B's, your C's, your D's, your folic, your calcium. I mean, it's so inclusive. I'm not going to sit here and read it all, but each supplement fact sheet is different. So if Storm and I were to sit down and really go, well, what do you have here? Well, I've got 25 micrograms. Oh, you've got 600. Nobody's the same. We're all human. We all have brains. We all have the same organs. We just come from different places and our bodies require different nutritional needs. And again, like it showed in the video, you don't want a one size fits all because half the time when you're peeing and it comes out yellow in your urine, it's because you're not absorbing the nutrition that you're buying. It's all the filler. This doesn't happen with this. Have you noticed?
That is true. That is true. Will this work with someone with autism?
Yeah, oh gosh, I have 3 people, and Sharon loves this product because of that. I have a girl whose son never really talked. Autism really is about nutrition, not just because of the damage probably from the shots that they were given or whatever, but nutrition is a big, big factor in autistic children. I've got one kid who's talking and walking that he couldn't. He was 14 years old, and this girl's son is starting to respond after 3 months. It will make him more or her more probably attentive and a little bit less aggressive and a little more healthy. Yes, it will help because it hits the brain. It's neurological. And then it's also the nervous system. So all the factors causing the mental blocks or obstacles are clearing up. I cannot give testimony for sure. I'm not allowed to. Do I have customers? Yes. Do I have a customer with multiple sclerosis? Yes. Is she in much pain and swelling and inflammation in her muscles? No.
Gums and what's your issue with your gums and teeth?
Well, if there's inflammation and gingivitis is probably what she's dealing with, or a lot of cavities or some type of periodontal work, a lot of it will start to heal because she'll get the right nutrition to her mouth. And the gums is tissue. And the teeth, I mean, you can't replace teeth. It's the only part of our body that doesn't reproduce. You cannot grow a new tooth unless, I mean, you fall out and you get your adult teeth, but you can't get another tooth. You can repair your lungs and your heart and all that. Tissue comes, but teeth don't repair, right? You chip it, it's done. But if she has gum issues or gingivitis or periodontal, it will probably help take away a lot of the inflammation and bring down some of the dental disease.
Nice, nice. See if we got any more questions here. I asked about ingredients in case of allergens. I've had no issues.
No, because if anything, if you have allergens, it's going to come up in the DNA as to what you're allergic to. So they're going to counteract it with your proper nutrition to balance it. I had allergies every morning because I have a dog and I'm really allergic to animals with the fur. I've always been that way. But in the last few months, I don't wake up clogged up in the morning. I'm not coughing. I'm not sniffling. I mean, right now I'm just talking. I'm tired all day. But the dander doesn't affect me anymore. Allergies to certain foods. I can tolerate certain foods I couldn't before. One lady couldn't eat tomatoes. She was always allergic and she had to eat like 4 foods in the whole world. She got on the nutrition and they found out when she really did some digging with an Ayurvedic healer, tomatoes, she's from Ireland. And the little town she was from in Ireland didn't have tomatoes. So she never ate tomatoes. Her body could never acclimate or digest them. But once she got onto the nutrition, she started crying one time at a meeting that she could eat a pizza because of the tomatoes, because of the sauce. Yeah. Wow. So it's little things that people get grateful for. You know, like you had a recovery moment where normally you're a little more imbalanced after even drinking alcohol and your body's, I'm not saying go out and get drunk, folks, but you will get your sugars because alcohol is sugar. It's just hits the insulin.
Yes, as well as my lactose intolerance symptoms are gone.
That's changed too because your gut is healing. All disease starts in the gut.
Very true.
Yeah, we're fixing everything. I mean, a chiropractor says the disease starts in the spine, but it's really the stomach. It's the stomach.
It's the gut, definitely. Will it work for fibromyalgia?
Yes, because that's an inflammatory disease and it's autoimmune and all the swelling and inflammation in the muscles where you can't move and you're burning, that sensation of being on fire, like the pins and needles, it'll calm it down. I've had that, so I can speak from experience.
Let's see. So dental issues are inherited.
A lot of dental issues. If you have some people in the old days used to call it soft teeth, but you know, if you're prone to cavities or dental hygiene issues, some people just have poor gums, but it could be because of the blood or whatever's going on genetically. This would only enhance because it's feeding your genes. So I can't speak for each person until we look at your own genetic makeup in that green, yellow, and red chart that would be yours with your name on it. You can't go wrong. You can only feel better. If you don't, then stop taking it. Give it 4 months. If it doesn't work, stop. But I don't know anybody that's dropped out. Do you?
No. And I haven't heard anything with fertility.
I don't know that either. I cannot answer that. It's not going to make somebody pregnant. It's probably not going to enhance the egg versus sperm connection, but it could affect the reproductive system. I'm way beyond that, so I don't know. But if you've got an issue, I would call me off the air and let me talk about that. I can even find out from the CEO. But the amazing results, the longer I'm involved with this, as Storm is, it's 6 months now, and we keep hearing more and more stories. And then they also have like YouTube, not YouTube, but like online Facebook or real-time, half-hour seminars. And everybody's a family. Everybody gets along. Everybody helps the other, regardless of where you come from.
Absolutely. I'm trying to see if I can find some testimonials on YouTube.
Oh, I don't know if there's one on YouTube that Sharon is doing an interview. If you go to Uforia, but if you go to Health is the New High on Facebook, that's where all the testimonials are.
Gotcha.
I think you're part of that group.
Yeah. So I'll go to some of that later because Facebook gets weird when you share it. But honestly, I'm allergic to latex, so I have to spend money on latex free.
Yeah, but this has no latex or anything chemically made or man-made. This is strictly vegetarian. This is all plant-based. And what it does, if anything, my niece is allergic to latex. So if she goes to the gynecologist or she goes to even a dentist where they have the latex gloves on their fingers to get into the mouth, and she reacts. So I understand that, but your body may have a certain gene that causes the reaction to the latex. So once you get your chart done, once you start taking the nutrition, your body may heal itself so that you're not as susceptible or sensitive to that. Because you're imbalanced. That's where we get the allergies.
Absolutely. Let's see. Are you saying you would no longer have it? No, I can't say that.
No, but the probability is probably not. You will heal.
What about ulcers?
Ulcers?
Mm-hmm.
The ulcers are the holes in the stomach from the lactic acid and everything that's going on from stress or whatever's going on. But like anything else in the body, the nutrition that is needed for each system or organ, so the stomach, the intestines, large and small intestines, your lungs, your liver, the kidneys, the penis, the vagina, your heart, your ears, your nose, your eyes, the pancreas, the spleen, everything is fed. Your body absorbs this by taking the 6 capsules like Storm showed you, or I take it in the powder, except at night I take these, which are capsules. But my body's changing. My aches and pains, everybody snap, crackles, and pops. We all do. You can't avoid it.
You can't help that.
It's just who we are. But I don't have that same debilitating, I can't get up, and oh my God. Although last night I was in a funky position because I woke up and I was like in a pretzel with my leg. I thought, have you ever had that where you're trying to like stretch and you can't? You got to get yourself out of a weird position until you can get comfortable. I went through that last night, come to think of it. But do I have the daily inflammatory reactions I used to? No. In 6 months, no.
I've been really working on healing my gut, true detoxification mode for months now. Nice.
Okay, and this will just accelerate that. You take the pre-nutrition for 30 days, you will detox beyond whatever you're doing. You don't have to do the cleanses and all that stuff out there. You take a pill for 30 days, and then you get into the nutrition, and you'll call back on the show and go, oh my God, all that.
I feel great, yeah.
No, it's magic. I have other things to do besides this, between my psychic work and the candle work. We're going back on TV, by the way. I just had the meeting, and we're relaunching Wicks of Wisdom, and I'm booked on 7 TV shows that are coming up in February, and I'll tell your audience about that as we know the dates. Tamron Hall, I can tell you I'll be on TV. You'll see it on the 24th of February. We shoot the 20th.
Nice. Pamela, yes, they do have powder form. Lane, there isn't an aftertaste. There is no aftertaste.
Oh gosh, no. The only thing about the powder, it's a little tart, kind of weird. So I put cacao, or I'll put cinnamon, or I'll put vanilla, or I put it in the coffee. It's a little bitter because it's all herb, But is it awful where you're going to gag? No. No.
Riley said, will this help with irregular periods?
Yes. It probably will, because again, that's your reproductive system. And a lot of times our hormones are a little messed up. So this attacks the endocrinology. It also goes to all of the hormones, your body, your blood. everything starts to balance. I had a hysterectomy, an emergency hysterectomy when I was 37. The doctor said, you know, it's either you're going to die. I said, well, I don't want to be a statistic, because he said you have to have a hysterectomy. I said, I don't want to be a statistic. He goes, well, you got the other statistic to think about. It's like, you know, I could either be morbid and die with a mortality statistic or just be sterile. So I just chose to live. But back then, if I had known of a product like this, it may have helped me back then, but this is 30 years later. This is new technology. The people today, I mean, I'm old, you know, every generation has a different thing. You know, back in 1991, it was surgery. They do surgery differently now. It's laparoscopic as opposed to 7 days and cutting you open. Everything evolves. So we as people are evolving. This will also help your immune system, especially with the pandemic. I'm not going to say you won't get sick, but you will stay more protective and healthier and a stronger immune system while we're going through whatever's out there with the pandemic and the viruses or whatever. Everybody's unique. I can't say your periods are going to be less flow or you're going to have less cramps, but I'll bet you, oh, you know what? I take that back. Hold on. I was at the meeting 2 months ago. My friend Debbie, who's in this, who I met at the convention, her daughter is 21 years old, away at college, and I remember her saying her cramps had gone away.
Wow.
Yeah. So the woman who just asked, yes, this will affect your reproductive system, and that cramp, bloat, the PMS, it all balances. I completely forgot that she had that. Yep.
Now we can't.
Not around the kids.
We can't say it stops cancer, but we do have cancer survivors in the group.
We have cancer survivors in the group. And also, as I said, the SOD2 gene, which is one of the 18 genes that they have in the column, it will come up on your chart. And if they feed it, if it's red, yellow, or green, as to how much your nutrition is, you're probably going to eliminate or lower your risk to cancer because of the SOD2 gene. Each gene has a name.
Yes.
And each gene has an association to whatever part of the body or disease that it may have. So I'm not sure of the gene for autism versus the gene for heart attacks and cholesterol and people that need bypasses versus whatever. I mean, there's 18 genes. The beauty of what you get in your dashboard is you get a full chart in a very layman way that you can understand it, where you don't need somebody to diagnose what they're saying. It's simple. It's simplified. It's a lot to read, and it's hard at first. It's overwhelming because there's so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's you. Not me, not Storm. It's you.
Random, but keloids. It's not gonna.
Keloids are on the skin. So keloids can probably dissolve. I had a couple last year when I had some moles removed, and my skin keloided, and that's when it kind of gets rough. And all I know is it's balanced out. So where the scar tissue and the keloids were kind of funky looking, since taking it, my skin has evened out. Again, I can't make promises or medical claims. None of us can, because FDA restrictions, every body is going to absorb and react differently. And it's not a quick fix. You got to do the 30-day detox and then at least 120 days before you really see your change. But people start seeing it in the second month, third month. It's kind of like a magic carpet ride. You keep accelerating with the energy and the clarity, right? Haven't you noticed it's kind of like a growing thing?
Definitely with mental health as well. Tisha said, what about strokes?
That's under the SOD2 gene, I think. So if anything, again, it's not that it prevents, but what it'll probably do, my mom had a stroke, so I'm at risk to stroke because I inherited my mother's genes, right? Okay. So she had a stroke, I think, in 1999 or 2000, and she died of lung cancer in 2009. So I'm at risk for lung cancers, but the lung gene, whatever one it is, I'm healing. And when I went to the doctor, this is interesting for those out there that don't know, but I was a smoker for 34 years. It takes 18 years of not smoking to get your lung capacity full circle as if you had never smoked. It takes 18 years to not smoke to heal your lungs.
Wow.
So like Peter Jennings, who was a big ABC newscaster in the old days, the reason he died is he had stopped smoking and then went back to smoking. When you stop smoking and then go back to smoke, your lungs get the cancer quicker because they're already vulnerable. So by reintroducing the smoke and nicotine, it really accelerates it. My aunt died that way from lung cancer when she went back to smoking. My mom had another gene, even though she smoked, she had, or in the old days, she died of a different type of lung cancer. There's different cells. My doctor has kept an eye on me since my mom got sick to make sure I'm not developing the cells for the cancer. I'm clean. Then once I hit that 18 mark last year or 2 years ago, he says, Linda, we don't even have to test you anymore. You're clear. Now I'm doing the Uforia, so I'm even more protective and healing because whatever might be in there or could be at risk to developing a lesion or a cancer cell, it's quieter because I'm healthier with the nutrition.
Nice.
Because I'm eating the genes, it's in that list.
T. Lieber said, thank God I never smoked. Yeah, it's not a habit that you want to pick up if you can help it. So we're going to wrap up here. Any final thoughts, Dr. Linda, for the people?
I just think people should give it a try and don't look at the money because it's your health, it's your life. And without health, you have no life. Okay, you can't go to work. You don't feel good. You want to socialize. Don't want to have sex. Don't want to eat. Don't want to go shopping. You can't just sit and watch YouTube all day long. You can, but I mean, at least if you're going to do that, be healthy doing it because someday you're going to get up and the pandemic's going to be over. You're going to want to get out and rock and roll again. But be healthy and be clear because look, we're going to live into our 80s or 90s. You want to have good health. And this is effortless. It's not 15 pills here and there, and I've got to buy this and buy that. It's one product. So just go to euforiascience.com/Storm Monroe and let Storm help you. If you can't, you can come to me. It's euforiascience.com/Dr. Linda DNA, all lowercase. So if you want some help, let us help you. We'll explain it and walk you through it. And then the beauty is you can become a nutritionist and help your friends and family and pass it on, make some money, but everybody's getting healthy.
Yes. And keep this in mind too, right? Now, you know, I know my people and you guys are going to be getting, number one, another stimulus coming up here, especially if you've had a child. All right. I don't qualify for that. I don't qualify for any stimulus, but you will be getting another stimulus as well as your income tax. So why not take just a little bit of it that you're going to blow anyway? Don't buy the new iPhone.
Oh, they'll love you for that one. No,
or a Gucci bag. Or a Gucci bag.
Put it into you, and then you'll really appreciate the shoes and the clothes, or you'll be down a size, or you're going to have more energy, but you're not going to be as sick. My friend, she's signing up. I talked to her yesterday. She has a 4-year-old child. She's always in the hospital with stomach issues. So I talked to Sharon, and Sharon's grandson had the same thing. So she said, get just the DNA test and then give a fourth of the product. And the kid, his stomach is healing. So Haley's going to get it for her son and her husband and her daughter and her mother. It's healing. It's health.
It's healing. It's health. You would get another stimulus. Yes, if you had a kid, it's something with the tax credit. Some people are getting up to like $5,000. So just check.
Yeah, Biden. There was two stimuluses went out, and then there's one more that's coming through. I think by the end of January or February. I read something. Depending on what tax break you're in, you're supposed to get either $600 up to $1,300.
Yeah. So take a little bit of that money and invest in your own health.
Yeah, the biggest chunk of money, which freaks people out, is buying the charts and getting your swabs. They also have what's called, sizzle. So you pay every 2 weeks as opposed to one lump sum. They'll work with you. And you still get your,
yeah. They work with you. They work with you.
But the main thing is it's not the hard sell. It's that you feel so good on vegan, non-vegan. It doesn't matter. It's like everybody has a health problem. Yes. Everybody has something. From sinuses on to like the bottom of my feet. I didn't know. I thought I was wearing the wrong shoes. I didn't know I had neuropathy, but now it's gone. I can feel my feet and the floor again. I didn't know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, I want to thank you for coming on, Dr. Linda. This has been this was fun. This was really fun. And a good turnaround too. And I think people are understanding more and more. I think they didn't really get it at first, but
well, it's like everything else, you have to repeat, and then the deeper we go, or like showing the video, we're here to help all of you. So if you need more information or you want the link, just go to euforiascience.com/Storm Monroe, and just check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm going to thank you for coming on tonight.
Always.
We're going to wrap up and bring her back. Yes, I will. Yes, I will. And everybody.
When I start my new show, Storm's going to be on my show.
Yes, yes. I'm going to come see you over on yours. We're going to get you up and running as well.
Yes,
thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you are on my text list, 678-679-6077 for all live show notifications and announcements. And I will catch you guys later.